know what you're going to get with me, because I guess it's been 3 weeks now that the damn 650's been in the shop. It's still not done. Trying to work and family life, home life, and work, and trying to work on that a couple hours a night. I don't work till wee hours in the morning anymore. I have a happy life at home, and I know how much I can push that when I work, but I work 7 days a week. Most often than not, it's 12 to 14 hour days. So I don't push working on my stuff too late at night, generally till about 7:30, because we generally are off at 4. So and then after all my phone calls back and all that stuff from all my clients and whatnot, it's generally just a couple hours a night. But so Bar M did some cutouts for me, and I did some design work, or not design work, but I did some designs for some fuel tank mounts. My first set, they didn't come out right, so we recut them again. Now they seem to have come out right. Let me show you what I got. So here we have got the sides and the back. So this is what we got. This is how it is once it's all said and done. Now, my problem with my first design is I didn't have enough room here. Secondly, I didn't have anything to jig up off of to make sure that I got my holes lined up from side to side. Third, this distance from here to here was wrong. So now they all work. So today we're going to try to get the remainder of these welded up, which I told him wrong. I needed 8, but I told him that I needed 7 more, but I already had one here. So we've only got 7. And I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but that's outside my front camera. And we got pounded with snow yesterday, and ain't nobody plowed our roads, and I sure as hell ain't going out playing in the snow. So this white boy right here is not plowing the driveway.
Well, this sucks.
Already done my horses, already done all that, busted the water and all whatnot. The fishes are fine. So I'm playing in the shop today. Actually, this whole weekend. So, yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to put the rest of these together, weld the rest of these. I've already got 4 made. I got 3 more, actually 4 more to do, but I only got 3 here. So I'm going to finish these up, and then I'm going to try to get my rear aluminum tanks made, or not made, but installed. So that way I can adjust the height. As you can see, I've got adjustable heights on this here. So let me see if I can find an original. So here is an original. No, it's not. Hang on. Let's go get one. Hang on. Okay, I had to turn my oil heat down. So here's the original. And floor's dirty, eh? So here's the original. You can see tank bolt or mount bolts. These are the bolt holes that go to the frame. So if we go down to this height where these 2 holes are, that's actually 1 inch different from the mount. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, actually it looks like stock. So I thought it was 1 inch, but it's not. It's stock. So each one of these is 1 inch though. So we already have 1.5 inches or 2 inches between the body and the top of the tank, and I thought about making that smaller. That's why I did multiple holes, so that way We can either be stock height, which we know we can't do because we're 3 inches lower, but that's where we should be here. We may end up mounting it there and seeing what the tanks look like. I think we're going to mount them here and test fit the tanks, and then we may end up moving them to these holes. So yeah, I'm not going to bore you with welding and grinding and cutting and whatnot. So I'm going to go back to listen to my music, and we'll pick this up when I'm done and when they're on the truck. Alright, so this is how we're going to do it. So I like having a little bit of space in between my brackets and my mount. So I've come up with bolt, gold washer, bolt, gold washer. Slide them in, make sure that this pin is through. Silver washer, which is thinner, both of them, on the other side. Now, something I didn't say to you guys before, but if you have anything plasma cutted, it puts a coating on the edge of the part. See how it's gray? Well, I guess they call it nitrided. Try drilling through that shit. It ain't working. You weld through it and it'll give you porosity. So go through and grind your edges down, so that way when you tack weld them up and weld them, they're good and you don't have any porosity. Got this fancy dancy tool that I hardly ever use to put a damn bend on it. Started life as that, now it's that. Fire up my trusty ESOB 208, which has already been set to where I want it. Prior yesterday, when I made the other 4 brackets, this is how I do it. Well, work a lot better if we had the ground on it. Funny those things are needed. So not bad. Not for a rush job. Now I'll show you this one. I'll also turn them over and weld about an inch back in on each end, stitch in the center to take care of this area, and then weld the ends of them both. That way it keeps them from cracking out, you know. Alright, let me weld up the rest of these and be done. Hey look, there's 7. 7, still missing one. Yeah, well, it's snowy out still, and as you can tell, still snowy. Good news is that it's been plowed. Something that we don't generally get, but it's been plowed. Hi, Rio. Hey, look at this. It's Rio. Wiggles. Alright, so let's put them on the truck and put some mounts on. So, off we go. Oh yeah, I was going to show you the panels too, and the piece that I had to modify. For some reason, there's a compressor line that comes into a box that comes on top of the fuel filter and goes out of that box to the tank. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a muffler or whatever it is, but we're going to keep it on there. I've modified it. There it is. So, in from the compressor, out to the tank. And then there's the new plate for the TCM. So, we have, we're relocating it. Shouldn't be any issue, I don't think. Hopefully not. Hopefully the exhaust heat, I don't think it'll get that hot to hurt anything. Maybe keep it drier. Hell, I don't know. Fingers crossed. Something else I mentioned that I forgot to tell you is that we have notched the frame rail, which I'm gonna probably go back in and clean up, but we've had to notch the frame rail for the front hinge assembly. But on a side note, we have got the new mounts on, and they are 3 inches lower. So that's static. So here, if we take 3 inches out of the rear, which I'm gonna try to do, the other 2 inches out of the front, which I'm gonna do, right in there, you can see the distance. Right there, we're gonna move the bag, go to a different bag later, but right now we're gonna stay with those because budget. And then if I decided to go to a 275, all right, 255, 75, 22.5 for the front, then here comes old Nosy, then we should be another 3 inches lower in the front. Mind you, I've got to still rebuild the bumper for the front, so I have to do that back there soon, as well as make a decision, unless I make 1.5 inches of clearance on the front bumper. So that way, if we do change tires, that I'm not laying the bumper on the ground and the tires, and we're not fully out of a drop. Plus, the other thing too, is you can see that at drop, we can still roll forward and do slight turns, but we're already close to hitting that splash apron, which we can trim if we need to. That's not a big deal. It won't get into the cab, but I really don't want to. But here we go. Let's does it look any different? I think it does. I need to do this front cross member, make some brackets, mount this front cross member before the nose goes on, so that way I'm not welding around the nose. Let's slide some tanks in.